Today on Amps, Pedals and Pickups, we're going to be checking out the Fundamental Distortion pedal by Walrus Audio. This is part of a whole series of budget pedals that they brought out for $99, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, I recorded some sweet footage of this pedal, so let's have a listen to how this sounds going into a Mesa triple rectifier and how all that sits inside of a mix. Alright, so let's take a look at the actual pedal itself now. It's your typical housing, your in and out jacks are at the top, your power is coming from the side here, and the obvious thing here that's going on with these pedals are these sliders. Now the thing I like about them is that they actually zero out to the middle. I'm not too sure if you're going to be able to hear this, but they have this like anchor point in the middle there, so it's actually really easy because when you're dialing things in, you don't have to look, you know, wherever the slider's at, you can just like nudge it to the middle, then just like sort of pull it a little bit left and right. It's not perfect, but it's actually a lot better than I expected. Now there's 3 different clipping modes on there. There's the dark, the Psy, and the LED. I actually have the Walrus Audio page up here because I don't have this stuff memorized. So saying that the dark is asymmetric, silicon clipping with an added high frequency cut that's like dark and dynamic, and the Psy is your classic silicon hard clipping diodes, you know, the classic clipping diodes, whatever they are. Things are going to be compressed and crunchy on that sound. And then the last one is the LED. That's the hard clipping diodes for a dynamic and crunchy sound. Now it's also saying that the LED clipping mode is going to be a little bit louder due to the nature of LEDs. You know, apart from that, the foot switch, I really need to find out the names of them, but it's not one of the like loud crunchy ones. It's sort of like a soft one. I really appreciate that. I like the finish of this whole Fundamental series line. I should also probably mention this is on loan for me from a friend, so this is definitely not a paid sponsorship already. He lent me a few Walrus Audio pedals. He's a huge fan of the stuff, so I've got a few to go through here. And I wanted to start with the distortion pedal because that's what I like to do around here. So definitely not a paid promotion. Nobody knows about this stuff, just my own thoughts on this pedal. All right, let me chuck on the guitar. We'll do a bit of a playthrough going into the Mesa on a clean channel as well as a dirty channel. We'll see what this bad boy can do. All right, let's check out what the Fundamental Distortion can do here to a clean tone. So I'm running everything here through the Mesa on channel 1, so super clean stuff here. Obviously going through the pedal, into a load box, the Red 7 amp central, into an IR loader here. I put a little bit of reverb just in the software so it sounds a little bit nicer. This is how the tone straight out of the Mesa is sounding. You know, that kind of thing. So let's leave the controls at noon, turn it on, see what she sounds like. Fairly heavy-handed there. Let's try pumping up the volume. Yeah, that's you're killing your signal at that point. I might even try lowering the volume and upping the gain. See how this sounds. Pretty good. I kind of like that thing because you're just smashing the signal so much that giving it a little bit more headroom by lowering the volume is probably doing a very pleasant thing. Let's zone things out again, move over to the next clipping channel, which is the Psy channel. This, to me, sounds a little bit colder, a little bit nicer for this kind of sound. It's not just super gained out at a glance, but we will gain it out. That's sort of it. A bit goofy, let's pull it back there. know, just to demonstrate the sort of thing that you can do with this pedal, I'm going to have to edit this in post because I don't have it on the ground, but that's the sort of sound you can get back to back with this kind of thing going on. All right, let's flick it over to the lead mode and see what this one's all about. Yeah, definitely hearing that volume jump there. I'm just going to compensate. Let's bring the volume down, hear what the gain's sounding like. Yeah, it's sounding pretty good. Juice it up a bit. I haven't played with the tone knob too much. Let's just take that all the way down. All the way up. Back to centered. So just switch it over to channel 3, set to modern. The whole signal change is exactly the same. So this is how the tone is sounding with no pedal engaged. And then take it over to the dark mode. Pretty much, I'm just going to leave that gain off. I will flick it up occasionally. Flick that off. Yeah, definitely cleaning up that low end, but we can use a bit more of a volume boost. Just a kiss up. Definitely giving it that cut. Let's sweep the tone knob. I can only foresee that turning this up is going to have the adverse sound. Anyway, so that's that mode. Let's flick it into the middle, to the side. I'll leave the gain off, but we'll just level out the... Sounding pretty good. I'm going to duck that down a little bit, bring it up. I am going to smash the gain just to show you what sort of tone you get from that. It's going to be similar in all the 3 different clipping modes. So I'll just tame the volume back. You're going to get this super stonery, fuzzy kind of sound. So all right, let's take things back into a normal place. Noon things off again, take it into the lead. Now this should be a little bit louder just by default, as we've seen before. Now I already knew this was going to be my favorite mode. That just by itself is sounding really, really good. But I'm going to juice it up a little bit with the volume again. way too much jamming. But man, that is honestly, that is where I would run this pedal. If I had this on my pedal board and I wanted something a little bit different, a different flavor of distortion or overdrive, something in this realm, let's be real, let's just tame it the tiniest little bit. We'll turn it off again. Man, night and day. Just really kicks the pants out of the front of an amp. Well, there we go. That's a bit of a playthrough with the Fundamental Distortion by Walrus Audio. Let's check in with my final thoughts on the pedal. So there we have it. That's all the sounds from the Fundamental Distortion pedal from Walrus Audio. Why don't you let me know in the comments below what you thought about all the demos there? Did you like it going through the heavy mode? Did you like it going through the clean mode? Was it a little bit too heavy-handed for things? You let me know before I tell you. Pause the video, drop a comment, let me know. Now, the reason I also said that is I typically don't use a distortion pedal. I have no distortion pedals here. You know, I typically go for like a boost, maybe an overdrive, but going to that distortion realm where you're just like smashing the signal, clipping on clipping, it's typically like not my thing. Like heaps of people love the HM2 style pedals, the chainsaw stuff. It's just super quacky to me. I just want that amp sound. I want to boost it. I really don't want to mess with it too much. And the distortion family of pedals, it's a little bit too heavy-handed for me. That is no knock on this pedal. That's just like distortion pedals in general. So it's hard for me to say like, yeah, this is the one I would use because, you know, I'm not using any of them. Do I have any problems with this pedal? No. And I think the fact that it's 99 bucks, it's not breaking the bank. I think it's a very good price point for Walrus Audio to be having these bad boys at. 3 clipping modes. You heard what they did there. You know, I was a little bit wary about these sliders at first. I'm going to be honest. I think a lot of people thought they were super goofy. But, you know, I've been using this for the last week or so because this pedal's on loan. And, you know, I'm going to say it's no worse than the knobs. It's definitely not better because I'm just so used to knobs and everything. But just zeroing out at that middle point, you know, you don't really have to look at the thing. You can just reach over, do some tweaking, reach over, do some tweaking. So I will say the sliders are actually a lot better than what I first gave them criticism for. Some people have said that maybe some dirt and stuff will get trapped there over time. Maybe the longevity of it's in question. I don't know. I don't know what R&D has gone into this, but, you know, using it, this thing is like, you know, built like a tank. It's rock solid. These things are, you know, been sliding them around left, right, and center. Everything's really good on this. I definitely have no concerns about the build quality of this bad boy. So yeah, should you go out and get one? I don't know. That's up to you. Do you want a distortion pedal? This one's pretty cool. Maybe there's another distortion pedal. I'm not here to change your mind. Just do a quick demo, run it through my rig, do a cool mix, get some sweet footage. I got some really good footage. I was happy about that. If you like the footage, make sure you subscribe, like the video. And hey, as always, if you stuck around to the end of the video, do what I just said, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm just, you know, going over the same notes here, thinking about the tunes that I made with this bad boy. But as always, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.